You are here because I can give you some advice. I want to share one of the best tips that helped me during A-levels, but you have to do it as soon as possible, like ideally starting this week. But first, I want to ask you a question. Why are you here? Why did you click on this video? You must be wanting to get better grades, but why? You are going to need that answer in a bit. So during my A-levels, I studied pretty much every weekend, and I want you to do the same. I want you to be consistent starting this week. Why? The forgetting curve. It shows how memory retention starts to drop, like as soon as we don't start reviewing that information. And in fact, based off the curve, you are more likely to forget something as soon as you learn it. Like, as soon as you leave the classroom, you've sort of already forgot half of it. So revising a couple days later will only help with memory retention, which will be better for your exams. And it also means less cramming and stress near your exams. And you could say that for a month, I'll just cram and cry and cram, but I don't see the downside of studying 1 to 2 hours at the weekend per subject, just so you don't feel that stress near exam time. And plus, you begin building up knowledge, which I said helps with memory, which will only be better for your exams. For example, I'm a first year medic student, and I've just had exams in January, but I've been making my flashcards and reviewing my flashcards like ever since we started learning content. And that means I had much less stress and work to do during the winter holidays. And it already means that I'm partially prepared for the exams in the summer, because I have built up a level of knowledge, which is why I want you to start this week, because it's likely that you also have exams in the summer. But how do you actually go about studying consistently? So during my A-levels, I like to revise with notes. So for my notes, I used to use physics and maths tutor, and I would use that as a reference to sort of build my notes off of. And I would go up to the point where my teachers had taught up to. And as I said, I did this every weekend, or sometimes I would do it like in the week because I would have frees and stuff. And that just meant I had more time to relax at the weekend. And as I said, I'm currently in uni, and I've been making flashcards since the start. And basically every single day, I'm just gonna review them. Like, I'm gonna review like a couple after this. Every day I would make new flashcards based off what was covered in uni that day. And every day I go through my flashcards based off what Anki sort of tells me to do. And Anki tells you what to do based off spaced repetition, which also involves that forgetting curve concept that I was talking about. And guess what? It only takes me an hour to do my reviews. These are just 2 techniques that I've used. For you, basically what I want you to do is whatever you would make to revise, I just want you to do that earlier. And I also know that staying consistent, it can be difficult. Like, some days you just don't feel like it. But I'm going to be brutally honest with you. Whenever you don't want to do work, whenever you don't want to keep consistent, go back to why you wanted to get better grades. Remember at the start of this video, I asked you why you clicked on this video. If you want something, it doesn't matter what the conditions are. You get the work done regardless of the situation. For example, if you feel like you don't have enough time, you need to set aside time at the weekend because you want to get better grades because you have a certain reason. And now I would just like to share some other tips which help you to stay consistent. Set a goal. So every time you decide to review, I want you to set a goal at the start of the session. As an example for A-levels, I would say I want to get up to page 5 on these physics and maths tutor notes by the end of the day. Remove any distractions to stay focused. For example, I study in a little room. It's like I'm in isolation. I'll put on music to help me keep focused and motivated, and if the phone's the problem, like literally just bin it. And of course, remind yourself of why you clicked on this video, on why you want to get better grades, and never forget that reason. I want you to start ideally like right now, because if you don't start today, or if you don't start tomorrow, or if you don't start this week, the workload will only pile up. And if you want to see a live reaction to my A-level results, then watch it here.